That's how you come into a DPC and get attention to make a name for yourself. So why not do it that way? Yeah,
Yeah,
Dude,
why
have
not?
fun.
I would be so down for that. Oh, never mind.
Oh, ruined.
Venomancer. Venomancer, though, is an intriguing pick on its own. Kind of just a disgusting, vile piece of garbage. Most people look at it and
Yeah.
they're just like, it doesn't really fit in. I can't speak for where 7.28 and Venomancer stand in the past. And I want to say it was even something you did a lot of, Jenkins, was just running it down the side lane, being a pain in the arse. And they're like, we have to deal with that over there. And then they go all the way that lane. They commit a bunch of resources to kill a Venomancer who ends up hitting the R button once. And they're like, yay, we got Veno. But now we're all almost dead. We got to go heal up. And the rest of the team is all, farming things up. Is that a similar purpose you'd imagine today for Venomancer, or
Oh
where does
yeah, oh
Venomancer
yeah.
go? Yeah.
So I'm gonna predict this is a 5 Veno, just because Shu is a
Oh,
huge
God.
Veno fan. He just doesn't stop playing it. He just really likes it. I feel like with the nerfs to the hero too, it probably fits better as a 5. Like Clockwork getting nerfed, nerfed like 5 patches in a row, and still people pick it as a 5. Probably because like what you just described, this like running down a side lane and feeding and pressing R and just being this like annoying guy that you have to kill. If you're feeding off of a 5, and if you have to smoke to kill a 5, like, because that's how you have to kill Veno. You can't run through his plague wards. It's not possible. So yeah, I think it'll be a 5 Veno. Storm is good against it though, because you can you just zip. You don't
Yeah.
care about the Veno wards. But then you're playing Storm into Puck and Earth Spear, which is quite difficult.
That's very true too. That might be just something on the other side. We were talking before the confidence of picking up Void Spirit even into a matchup with counters. I would imagine Ryoya, potentially Storm Spirit, he probably feels super confident on this hero and he's not really too worried about what's showing up on the other side. Could regret that
Do we
later.
know? Sorry, do we know if 5ManMidas plays Earth Spirit mid potentially at all? Could this be a flex pick, or is this pretty
I
much
don't
set as
think
a
so.
support?
I don't think so. I think we're going to see a last pick monster hero, and I think it's going to probably be. It's probably going to be Pango. It's just that's just my gut
Eh,
read on
it's
monster.
not a bad Pango game. There's no ridiculously hard counters. There's
Let's see
no
what else.
Winter Wyvern, Bloodseeker,
They could like
Grimstroke.
Slardar. If they want to go for some like Wraith King just crit one hits people, they could go for some Slardar off lane too. That's also a big monster hero. Let's see. Are they going to see the carry? Oh, okay. Pango gets banned. All right.
Yep,
They
last
they've
ban.
they. I
All
mean
right.
they know their opponents.
All right, what does that leave us? Still can get a bruising melee kind of off laner. I don't know if Centaur is any more of the rage. I think Underlord was already
Love
banned.
Centaur. Boy, oh boy. That
Timber's
shard
off
on
the
Centaur,
table.
by the way, underrated. Very good. But it has to wait for like 4th item, sadly.
Is that the one where it's you get more strength for
You get more
hitting
strength
with the
for
nuke?
double edge. It also
Yeah.
slows, and I can't remember if it does anything else, but it stacks up to 5 times. You gain like 2,500 health or something crazy if you get like 3 stacks even. It's really good. Once you get like heart, of course, but we're talking about like position 1 Centaur at this point, which is legit, by the way.
Oh Jesus! Don't please,
You'll
please.
see. You'll see, buddy.
Dakota, let's just stay away from the Centaur conversation with this guy, okay?
For
Please.
sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
let's talk about the
We need to
NBA.
He's
keep
on
this
the
stream.
broadcast. It's going to come up eventually. Might as well
We need
get
to
it
keep
over
the
with
stream
now.
PG, I think, because if we talk about Centaur, it's gonna get
You know,
a little
Pango
dirty.
is a close number 2 for me, but he gets banned consistently. Sadly.
He's out, yeah. I think the Underlord is a really good call. I think it's a solid Underlord game. It actually totally destroys Storm. Like even if you get a Yules, you just you come down and then you get rooted by the pit again. So, and he's definitely going to go for this like Atos Underlord build, and it's a monster hero as well. I think it's pretty good against the OD too, because if OD like imprison saves anyone, you just root on the ground, and then they come out and they're imprisoned again. So it's or they're rooted again. So it's actually not so good to play OD into that. I feel like they'll ban it though, because like Monster plays the crap out of Underlord too, so they should know that.
Jug had been taken off the table from the side of 5ManMidas, anticipating that late game core to be the final pick of black and yellow, but here we are now anticipating what potentially could be the monster pickup here.
Brew is not so bad either. I feel like Brew or
Oh.
Underlord. You need
Yo,
some
Brew.
sort of Monster's a big fan of that hero. I know that. But
I thought that when Brew got that change and got the extra charge on the ult, that was just gonna
it's really
skyrocket
good.
him into platinum tier immediately. But I guess people are still feeling like it was already a hero that needed a lot of nourishment, and now it feels like maybe he needs a bit more of that.
Is that the 25 talent, or is that the Ags?
It's
Which,
the
what is,
Ags. It's the Ags now.
so what's the shard for him? Shard
Battle
is
Rider.
the void, the fourth spirit,
Void
right?
Panda. Yeah,
That's right. The fourth spirit.
Is that thing any good?
Man,
Disarms, right?
It's garbage. It's way too hard to micro 4 guys, dude. It's garbage. No
Yeah,
way.
that's what I'm always afraid of.
a click and hope it just adds more damage in there.
It really doesn't.
Well, we totally slept on Bat Rider. That had been a popular pickup
True.
for a lot of teams and a flex pick, and obviously could be an off lane, could still be a flex pick here for all we know, but a great pick in its own right.
They do have the carry counter though, so I'm a little surprised that the bat comes out because I feel like you just okay, Slark. I was gonna say Peel or Slark, but Peel's banned. Yeah, that's a good Slark game. Really good Slark game.
Ooh, okay. Well, with Slark coming out, Sunsfan, I'll start with you. Who you got on this one? Are you going black and yellow again?
I'm so sorry to 5ManMidas for not calling it correctly, but I do think, yeah, I agree. Slark looks really good this game. Black and yellow. We're gonna go to a game Thra.
Jenkins.
I also think we're going to a game 3. I think the Slark's a really good pick. Okay, whatever, man. Whatever.
All right, you two lovebirds. I'm going to go ahead and send it over now to our commentary team. We have Lyrical and Gods.
Oh, hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, all you fine folks out there. It is Dota 2 time, and we are here for game number 2 of 5ManMidas facing off against Black and Yellow. And Gods, we are one game away, potentially, from 5ManMidas having a better record than Evil Geniuses. How do you feel about that?
Wowzers. These guys are the real deal. That's what it sounds like, Gabe. Yeah, I'm hyped for them. I'm both these teams. I think there's NA's in a really good place. You know, you've got 3 or 4 teams sitting at the kind of the highest expectations at the top who are playing good Dota, and then you've got a couple challenges. Teams like 5ManMidas, teams like Black and Yellow, hopefully.
We'll see how they end up doing. The panel did not feel quite as sure of 5ManMidas as I'm sure they're feeling about themselves right now. Definitely feeling good after that last win over Black and Yellow, and of course, you've got Roya playing on this Storm Spirit. I don't know what's going on in the communications right now. Obviously, players with a lot of past interactions, I'm sure. All good stuff. But he's been able to take over games on this before, and we'll see how that ends up going.
Ooh, they saw Yamson plant the ward up top. They know where the D ward is. As 5ManMidas get an early rotation now. There are a lot of fun chat happening. Shu was getting tipped by the enemy team, so I'm not sure if it's just because he's playing Veno, which is one of his signature heroes, or some other reason, but definitely, I think that's always great about these matches, is that all the teams and players know each other so well because they're playing pubs all day long together.
True. Yeah, and I mean, maybe it's better if you don't know everybody that well, but that's fine too. Depending upon the person.
Love it, hate it, you get a bit of both, depending on the day.
True enough. But yeah, it looks like we're set up right here for a trade-off of 2 bounty runes apiece. I imagine that right now 5ManMidas don't want to give away their wards, so they're acting all cool and calm as a cucumber, and then they'll drop it out afterwards and take that one away most likely.
Yeah, they're gonna make their push up here, and the kind of unfortunate thing is by de-warding this, they almost reveal the fact that they have their own ward, because otherwise, Black and Yellow is probably thinking like, man, how did they know that ward is there? Well, because they saw you plant it, which the only way they do that is with a ward. So it may lead to both being de-warded, but we'll see. Either way, pretty even start here, and I think both teams not looking to do anything too crazy or different with the lanes.
Well, and it does look like Jubei already has that one ward coming on out. Curious if Aikster can maybe try and go for a courier snipe or something if he sees that moving over, but not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. There's already a little bit of pressure gets laid out there. The panel did seem to really like the look of this Slark, though, in this game. How are you feeling about the Slarky?
In many ways, Dream Slark and Aikster, well, he's trying to snipe. He's just dying in the tower. I don't know if he's trying to snipe the courier or if he was just trying to grab the creep wave, but I think Jubei completely ruined his day by blocking that roll in.
Yeah. Oh my God. Ooh. That's first blood. Wow. That one hurts. That one really hurts. Yeah, good job by Jubei.
And he should get the D
he didn't send his... No, he didn't bring his sentry. He brought the sentry all the way out, but then he forgot to take it off the courier.
Yeah, I guess he was trying to micro it so it didn't die. Which, fair enough, I guess, but... he'll bring it back out. He'll get there eventually. This ward is not causing you any problems. It's more you want to just remove it, get the gold,
True.
get some XP. But taking a look at some of other lanes, things going pretty evenly. Storm with a actually big edge over the Puck so far. I mean, this is just the Ryoya effect. This guy is such a good mid laner.
Yeah, totally. And well, Puck is often thought of as one of the good answers towards Storm in a lot of stages of the game, particularly once you get that coil. But at least for now, having a good time on the Storm Spirit. Down bottom, haven't really talked about it a whole heck of a lot, but it is that position 5 Venomancer playing together with Lies, trying to go up against a Phoenix OD dual off lane here, which, you know, on its face doesn't actually feel like it's going to be able to do a whole heck of a lot. I'm not sure if there's much kill potential from either side here.
Yeah, it's not the scariest of lanes. The OD Phoenix, not heroes necessarily with synergy. They're just looking to kind of harass you a lot with Phoenix.
Wait a minute, though. All this damage onto 0 from Shu.
Yeah, the Venom Wraith King, I think, have a bit more kill threat, especially once they get a few levels here. But we'll see how aggressive they want to play. I think the priority is going to be more about just securing Wraith King's farm.
That's fair. Well, at least for now, they're going to do a little bit of an astral action right there. Flea trying to slow down the right-click damage coming from Shu that's so annoying to play against. Stun is going to get thrown out there, but a good dive away will keep Flea all fine and away.
We can hit the pounce. He does. Could be a trouble for Aikster.
Good kick out of there. TP's out afterwards. Will he make it happen? No. And that is a TP lost. Wow. Really tough start to this game for Aikster.
Plus the perma agi.
Yeah.
You know, that thing adds up. Can't scoff at that. Really good start. And I mean, I think you were asking about the Slark and what the pounce saying. Honestly, this is the dream Slark game. You're playing against probably 2 heroes that Slark is the best counter to in the game, which is the Bat Rider as well as the Venomancer. So, you know, I like the Slark here. I think it's a good carry matchup against the Wraith King as well, because he's this hero in front that you can just get a lot of essence attacks off on. So I feel like Slark should have a really good time this game.
Ooh, roll in. Tries to find Ryoya. Can't quite get him, though. Whether it was heads-up play, understanding what was coming his direction, or Ryoya just being a little bit lucky that time. Whatever the case is, he dodges the roll. It is probably going to set up for, I don't know, a bit of a battle for the bounty runes, or rather the runes just in general here. But have Jubei in the area. He moves over, sneaks that one away. Is down bottom, more action going. Trying to do what damage they can, but it is Shu that will deny himself to the neutral creeps. While Aikster still taking more damage. Jubei's on his case. And can't quite get him for the kill.
Jubei's a fun player to watch. This guy is just like fearless, chasing down people, going for all these kills, playing hyper aggressive as this 5 position up top.
Using his little friends there also to help beat into them a little bit there. Ryoya gets dropped though in the mid lane, has level 5 on Puck, and well, he just dies to that one. Doesn't even get the creeps afterwards. A little unfortunate for him. But a nice pickup there. RRL having another good game so far.
Yeah, he didn't have the best laning start as far as CS goes, but getting a kill, and that's a really big pickup for him. Coming around the 5-minute mark, he's going to get himself a bounty rune to refill his bottle, which is important. Plus just the gold factor.
And Flea, he has to be careful. Yeah, up top, they're going to try and get Jubei killed. That will be a nice connection there. Yamsum also now a little bit of trouble. They do have a couple more hits, but not quite able to get there in time.
And you don't have to get this kill on Slark. He's level 4. He doesn't have the regen from Shadow Dance yet, so even just forcing him to like sit behind his tower, leeching XP, not hitting creeps. This Slark is not happy to be here, but does have a Witch Doctor TPing with a salve.
All right, you can see Ryoya, he's going to retreat back now, realizes, okay, Puck has not used coil. If I come to lane, I'm probably just going to die.
Yeah. I imagine Puck is basically saying, hey, Earth Spirit, are you ready to TP? Because if he shows his face mid, there's going to be a coil into an Earth Spirit roll, and it could just be a free kill. Even if he hits level 6, he might die in this mid lane if they TP in someone like the Earth Spirit.
Well, he's coming back in. We'll have to see. Ward down, so it spots RL. Going to move on over and try and find himself a rune. It is a haste rune. Danger, danger, Ryoya. Or is he going to go up top with this one?
Yeah, I think either option is good. The Slark, though, hitting level 6 soon could be a hard kill to get, but he isn't level 6 just yet. The ward does spot the Earth Spirit near the mid lane, so Storm has a pretty good idea of what's going on.
Yeah. That ward is really important there. And you can see he's just going to hide out again. Doesn't want to really make that much happen. A little bit of a waste for RRL popping the haste at this point. but certainly not the end of the world. As up top, got the Maledict damage on to the Batrider, but now the silence and the pushback. Jubei in some trouble. Good separation there. And with one more right click, it's going to be enough for the kill. Shu dies down bottom again as the pounce is going to be off the mark. Still soaking up a lot of this Essence shift. Yamsun will force Aegster back.
Yeah, 5ManMidas, their 3 and 4 position, just a lot of good synergy between them. You saw them just play that situation perfectly against the cast. Coil mid, it's the coil into TP.
And they do it in time. Fairy Fire, everything, trying to keep them alive. They get the kill. Easy as can be, but Jubei will be there for the cleanup onto Aegster again.
Still worth it. Earth Spirit guarantees the kill on a core, plus he gets an urn charge out of it. That's the exact play. RL's probably just been asking his Earth Spirit, like, be ready for this TP. I'm going to use this coil when he's out of position, and they find the kill.
Very well played for sure, as down bottom, a lot of back and forth here. Not quite level 6 on 0, but still the pressure coming on to Lies, and Shu is able to keep him off. You know, I have been a little impressed with how much the Veno, despite him dying a couple of times, has been able to keep his Wraith King survivable here.
Yep. It's kind of acting as that frontline, unconventional frontliner. You know, he's like, okay, you guys use spells, go at me, I don't care. Him dying 2 times is basically kept the Wraith King alive and allowed Wraith King to not basically get harassed as much. So I think Shu has played this lane well, even though he's a 0-2 Veno.
Right. Not what you normally expect at all.
It always, like, something in my head, like, every time I click these Meteor Hammer buildups, like, on the OD,
yeah,
it's going to get a kill on Shu. It just looks so ugly.
It does.
Like, is this Dota? He's sitting there with a Ring of Health, Ring of Regen crown?
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
How is this an item build? Obviously, Meteor Hammer is how, but...
Right. Well, it's keeping him alive right now, too. All this regen is, like, super important to that slow, steady beatdown of the Veno.
And it's doable because OD's base movement speed is so insanely high. 325 base move speed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dumb. That's just dumb.
I concur. I stroke get on it.
Let's go, guys. How does this guy have 7 armor at base? Like,
yeah, he does armor, and then the Meteor Hammer build. You get, like you say, you get all this health regen, so you can just sustain yourself in lane. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need boots or anything. Good stuff.
Up top here, we've seen that the Batrider keeps pretty steady with Yamsun. It's been a nice time for the Slark so far. Haven't seen any lassos or anything be able to translate in towards kills as monsters just trying to get towards those boots of travel as quickly as possible. And, you know, throughout the rest of the map, really feels comfortable coming back mid. Lies is farming up in the jungle. I really feel like we're kind of waiting on another movement from RRL with a coil, and it might be down bottom if they dive this.
I think so. Here comes the TP.
Oh,
It's the Batrider first.
Okay, that's a little weird. Can they kill off the egg in time? Oh, they don't get it.
1 hit short.
I mean, this isn't going to translate into a team fight win necessarily. Yeah, this is still looking kind of bad for Black and Yellow. The Storm is nearby. They're saving the coil for him, I believe, and now trying to get a lasso, and that's going to be a finish.
Yeah, smart of them to hold the coil like you're saying. But unfortunately, the fight was so close to the tower. It looks like Black and Yellow are going to get all 4 bounty runes. So Phoenix dies for it, but that's why Black and Yellow make that move, is they want to fight around those bounty runes. 5ManMidas were ready for it and kind of, in some ways, outmaneuvered them, but the bounty rune trade makes it not worth it.
Right. And, you know, that's still all free time where, you know, Slark is getting complete free farm, level 8 right now. Granted, you're also seeing the same thing from Lies, who's getting closer to his Midas.
Yeah.
But it's something that we're going to have to keep our eyes on. A 2,000 gold lead now, mainly off of those bounty runes for Black and Yellow.
Yeah, this game's going to be a good test as to, like, how, you know, viable Slark is as a hero, because theoretically a free farming Slark should be able to carry this game with the hero matchups, but Slark is definitely somewhat out of meta hero. I know it was picked up a bit in Europe. Miracle was playing it for Nigma. It's definitely not a dead hero by any means, but on 5ManMidas side, you've got the meta picks, the Wraith King, the Puck, Earth Spirit, Batrider. These are all the heroes we're seeing basically in every single region across this patch.
Yeah, the only weird one's the Venomancer, and it feels like it's a good fit for what they need in this game, of somebody just sit in a lane.
Oh, when you've got a Wraith King who's like a jungling carry, having a 5 position that takes the lane is amazing.
Yeah. They are hiding out behind this tower, just gonna dig up a bounty rune, just barely out of range bottom. Zero's trying to find Shu.
Yeah.
And they do finally find him. There's the banishment and Meteor Hammer afterwards. Gets the dunk on him. Doesn't have ulti yet and is just gonna fall. So easy kill down there bottom while they use the coil up top. Silence afterwards. Didn't get the Dark Pact off, but there isn't quite enough, it looks like, to follow up afterwards. And it looks like Extra's dead again.
Yeah, I guess it looked like they were trying to go in the Slark, who, like you say, managed to get his ultimate off and escape. Good attempt, but slightly misexecuted, perhaps. And Black and Yellow get a 2,000 gold lead. They're in a good place right now. I imagine they're going to kind of come online in the mid game with this Shadowblade Slark, and that's when Yamsen's just going to be roaming on the map, looking to get involved. He's not going to be this farming carry like the Wraith King. He wants to get his team a really big advantage once he has this item.
True. That's going to be a big moment for them, for sure. And in the meantime, Meteor hammering towers. There isn't really that great hero to try and siege right now to get a return tower for 5ManMidas. You're seeing some pressure in towards mid right now with the Venomancer wards, and that's probably the best thing that you could be looking for here, as they are trying to set up and secure themselves some type of gains elsewhere on the map.
They actually might get this tower down. It's at least going to get down to deny range, it looks like.
Zero.
OD TP's in perhaps for a setup, but I think Black and Yellow just weren't expecting this, because it does feel like maybe they're not stronger because Slark's not ready to fight, but coil mid.
Coil. And they get the egg at the same time, but this coil snap is going to be enough for the kill. So 5ManMidas sneak a finish, get the tower, and get out.
Yeah, I think they just kind of caught them by surprise because nobody was ready to defend the mid-tier 1 tower except for OD, and as a result, he TP's in, he's kind of alone, gets picked off. And all of this while Wraith King farms. So both carries getting what they want right now. It's just a matter of what the other 4 heroes are doing, which, as far as that play right there, 5ManMidas finding an opening to get their other 4 heroes involved.
True. And pressure up top next is where it's looking. I mean, it doesn't feel like Slark is really interested in trying to get involved in these fights, for sure. And that is one of the problems of having like Storm Slark as a dual core combo, right? Is like neither of these heroes is amazing at fighting before that like second item.
I think probably Shadowblade is going to be go time. They're going to get the Shadowblade around the same time as the Orchid, so at that point they'll have all 3 cores ready to fight. The problem is right now is what you're saying, where 2 of their cores both want to be farming. On the Radiant side, only 1 core needs to farm.
Now, Eul Scepter lift up. That is a fast Eul's for Flea. Silence afterwards to try and get away. Aegster went for the roll, but will be banished, and that should be the death of him afterwards. The Meteor Hammer is going to connect and kicks him one time before he ends up falling.
Just kind of doing his role to keep this top lane pushed out and pressured on the Earth Spirit. Definitely you want to kill him there and punish him for doing that. It's not like a good outcome for the Earth Spirit, but it's kind of the same thing as the Venom. His job is kind of just to keep a lane pushed out. He's dying instead of the Wraith King, instead of the Bat Rider. Let your cores farm while the supports farm in these risky places on the map.
Well, meanwhile, rotation in for the bounties. And Yellow are going to run into Lies, which, well, he still has Reincarnation. So
Everyone get a TP for this.
Yeah, this is a little bit dangerous now. Leashed
Nice
up for the
Orchid, though.
moment onto 2. This is really nice if they can kill the Storm Spirit, but he's nearby the OD. Silence comes out afterwards onto everybody. He's left completely alone, and they'll take down Royoya. And now Zero going to try and Meteor Hammer anybody, but the answer is there with Aegster as well as Monster. They get completely eviscerated.
I feel like it's just deja vu. I've seen this. We've seen this today already in NA. I feel like I see this in other regions. These Wraith Kings, like, they get like 4 or 5-man gank at their Ancients, and it's like, ooh, they're just going to kill them twice. But everyone on the Wraith King's team instantly TPs. The second the gank comes, they're TPing in, and the Reincarnation just gives you this window to back him up and turn it around. They lose 3 big heroes to kill a Wraith King's Reincarnation. He doesn't die a second time.
Right, and I mean, this would be okay if they can go in and maybe find another kill right now. It wouldn't be great, but it'd be okay, as looks like the Bat is gonna fall here, able to pick up that kill. But the problem is, it doesn't feel likely that that's gonna be able to happen again. They're gonna be set up for he's gonna put themselves in that vulnerable of a position. We'll see, though. There's always the chance.
Storm India. The Insta TP dream item pickup with the Fairies Trinket. This feels like one of the better tier 1 neutral items these days. But it's still just, it's farm time for 5ManMidas. The Radiance still at least a couple of minutes away.
Well, they go in again. Wow, leashed up. Shu gets his ulti on absolutely everybody. Coil afterwards, trying to get this kill on to the Slark. He's really low leashed up. They can't quite get that finish yet. Odie ulti going down on the lies. They get the finish. They get that kill. That is what they needed. But will they lose another in turn? Zero trying to salvage that. Slark's life gets the pounce away, and that's enough to keep him out.
I like that move a lot from Black and Yellow, because this time they know there's no reincarnation. So they can basically, Wraithkin can't be the frontline tank, because if he does, he's just going to die.
Right. Wow.
And Yamsen on the Slark able to just run in with his Shadow Blade, tries to find some kills for himself, gets another. Actually, no, he already had 2, so it doesn't get a Permi-Agi, but still, it's a good couple of kills for Black and Yellow there.
Yeah. Well, and I just said before, and like, it seems unlikely that they're going to go in and just find the Wraithing again, but they knew where he was, so I guess that they can't just run in there and do that.
No, when in doubt, this guy's going to be farming Ancients.
True.
That's, if there's Ancients to farm, that's what he wants to do, but he's hoping to hit that level 2 reincarnation soon, because level 1 is such a long cooldown. With the Midas, he should be there fairly soon.
Absolutely. About 40 seconds until it's back up again. Obviously, Black and Yellow see where he's at right now. Could make a movement down there, although they do just drop a ward right now in division. So that might be taken away as Meteor Hammer will land onto Shu, and Shu is going to die.
Yep. That's going to be his life this game. He's 0-6, but he's doing his job. Just playing some wards down these lanes, slowing the push. They still have all of their towers except the bottom tier 1 up. This mid tier 1 is almost full health still, and that's all because of this Venomancer. And if you lose these towers, it gets so much harder for the Wraith King to farm the jungle, to farm Ancient, so really good job as far as the overall strategy goes from 5ManMidas to keep these towers alive.
And they're moving in right now with the Slark. They want to try and force back the rest of 5ManMidas.
But with the Venom respawning, these Plague Wards are so annoying to push into.
Jump comes. Meanwhile, they got the coil catching on to both of them. Aikster with the kick through, but a good save. At least for now. Can they get away with the rest of them? Aikster tries to hide, gets the roll away again, and so Black and Yellow's initiation will not work.
That's a good outcome for 5ManMidas. They're hoping, obviously they'd like to kill the Storm there, but as long as they're not dying and Wraith King continues to farm up towards his Radiance, and they keep their tower alive, so pressure's on Black and Yellow right now.
Oh, Jubei, he wanted to be a hero. Couldn't quite get there in time, and will be punished for moving too far forward. But we'll see how this goes. I mean, again, Black and Yellow, they've got this timing later on with the Slark, who is going to try and, tank up a little bit now, getting towards the Scotty, and maybe, their timing is going to have to be after this Radiance comes through, because it feels like it's going to be here now.
And absolutely, that's a good point, because Black and Yellow, even though that didn't go according to plan, they want to get this tier 1 mid tower. They wanted to find kills there before Wraith King has Radiance. Their draft still scales very well. It's a great Slark game. They have a Storm who's hardly counted as well. Things should go pretty well for them if this game drags.
Find Aikster again in the back lines. Kicks him away for the moment, still leashed up. The Supernova down, RL needs to jump away. Able to escape for the moment, but only a moment. Eul's Scepter keeps him alive. The leash is down, but where's the rest of his backup? They've got all of the regen in the world. They're going to kill the puck. And now Shu is also stuck. A little bit of Save Your Buddy syndrome is going to turn into a couple more kills there. They do get the Venom ulti, but I think that has to be the end of it.
I think they're going to cut their losses here. Nice fight coming out from Black and Yellow. Really just well-placed defensive egg to make sure that they guarantee the Puck can go down there. And Puck, unfortunately, didn't have the Blink Dagger yet, prioritizing the Eul's Scepter, which, is totally fine here. Wanted to have the escape against the Storm Orchid, but if he had a Blink, when he has this Blink, he'll have a good way to escape those kind of situations.
Right. And definitely needed against this lineup with, like, all of the blow-up potential that they've got if you get caught in those leash or what have you. We are 20 minutes in now, a 3,000 gold lead for Black and Yellow, and this Slark is starting to feel like a menace in this game, in a big way. And the Earth Spirit just hasn't really been able to get any daylight between them. Been really annoying, I'm sure.
But this time it's 5ManMidas going on the aggressive with the smoke up. They've got the Radiance now. Batrider charging in with the Bullwhip.
And hello, Zero. How are you? Gonna get caught for the moment. Silence is gonna come on out there and will fall. Notice, by the way, Lies as soon as like, you guys got him. Don't worry, I'm gonna go farm the wave. I'm out of here, guys.
Yep.
It's a classic.
He knows his job.
Yeah.
We'll go into the Heaven's Halberd, an item you
Ooh.
will often see against the Slark bottom. They've caught the Storm in a coil. Earthsmith shows up at
kick
the
out.
perfect time. Oh,
Nice.
he didn't break the coil in time, but I think they still might have it.
Well played. RL's the one that picks up the kill, but yeah, getting a little bit of payback there, but the wraparound's coming. Yamsun finds Monster, has to get up to the high ground to back away from Slark. They still have vision. Jukes to the side, but Flea there to clean up afterwards with Sunray.
Yeah, both teams just kind of trading pickoffs here. Overall, just really sound Dota from both teams. They're making the right moves. You know, if there's a kill on one side of the map, the kind of pressure comes somewhere else where it's safe to do so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And I
nothing
like what
being
we're
got
seeing.
for nothing's free. There's always a counter move coming. And there hasn't really been that much daylight between these two teams in terms of net worth. Win probability right now, 49-59, or 49-51. That's some NA math right there. But we're working on it. But yeah, I guess the other big thing to watch is going to be the tier 2 towers when the either Radiant or Dire decide to try and take it and then secure some outposts.
Yeah, it's been a kind of constant chipping at some of these dire ones with the Veno able to shove waves, the Wraith King skeletons, but it hasn't been significant damage. I think whichever team like hard commits to a push kind of puts themselves at a disadvantage because neither team wants to be the one getting jumped in. If you push down a lane, you're kind of setting yourself up to get initiated on.
Right. Well, and you know, like Jenkins was saying earlier, you really need that smoke gank to try and get into a Venomancer area where you can try and set up for it. But that's sort of where the Slark comes in as well. We haven't been seeing that many sort of sentries been dropped around by Radiant areas. They have one here mid set up just in case Slark goes in.
Like it's just so annoying. Oh, last one mid.
Okay. That's a nice get if they can kill him in time. Supernova
full
afterwards,
leg.
they're committing for this.
Yeah,
And I don't know if that's going to work.
It's the support trying to do the right thing. He's like, all right, my core's gone on. I got to go in and try bail him out. But it was a 2v5 in the mid lane, and that could set up a potential Roshan. They've got decent-ish Roshing with the Wraith King. It's not amazing, but Veno's just going to keep this mid lane shoved out. This Veno is just being the thorn in their side. Like, they could kill this Veno anytime they want. They've got Slark, they've got Storm. They can literally just zip on top and it's a free kill. But it's not worth it. If you zip on top of Veno, he's just baiting. He's baiting for his team. He's happy to die for the greater good here.
And this is the moment too where like getting this Aegis can translate really quickly into, you know, controlling that top outpost if they just move up and take that tier 2. I'm trying to see like what's that next item that you start to feel comfortable. I guess it's BKB coming in for the Storm. That's a nice one.
Yeah.
But now you're getting that right as they get Aegis. Do you really want to fight into this?
It is a big item pickup. Yeah, just there's nothing to really... I mean, there's still the lasso, so we can still get jumped for sure, but it means he's not afraid of getting coiled. Like, most of the times we're seeing the Storm die and get picked off, it's just Puck coiling him out of nothing, and then he can't move.
Right. And you can see already that RL trying to pick up the answer for that eventually as well. He's going for that Aghanim Scepter. That's the next item. And that is going to be a pain in the butt, for sure. We do also have the Aghanim Scepter added right now for the OD. So a lot of big items. They're feeling like they're comfortable going in with a fight, even with the Aegis. Some takes away that ward to start. Wants to run back in now. They get vision of him, taking another one out. As the Scotty tries to beat into Lies and the jump line, but the disarm is there immediately. They caught Royoya. He's going to get battled down and beaten down. Has to walk away. It feels like they're trying to bait something here, but I don't know if it's going to end up working. Supernova is down in the midst of all of it. They're going to turn and try and kill him off in time.
Trouble.
It's a lot of damage out there. They take down the egg. They take down Slark one by one. Black and yellow are falling, and Jubei nowhere to hide, even with that Glimmer Cape. He too will go down. Big win for 5ManMidas.
They just kind of baited them in, kited them so well. Lies is just happy to frontline. He does give up some essence shift to the Slark, but Slark kind of got forced to ulti and Shadow Dance super early on that fight, so he didn't really have it for when the main onslaught of spells came in. He gets completely trapped as a result of that, and just really well done by 5ManMidas. Great job of playing around their Aegis.
Well, and that's the thing that's so interesting, right? Is like, yeah, you've got all these great items, but you're still fighting into the Aegis.
Yeah.
And it was such a big power spike that was supposed to hit for Black and Yellow. Just imagine what would have happened if they, had maybe gotten online a little bit earlier and taken that around the Roche pit instead of afterwards.
Yeah. The only hero that Slark hit that team fight was Wraith King, a hero with 3 lives.
All right, Roya, BKB out, trying to take down one. Can they get Monster? They're not even going to get him. Coil is down, only connects onto Jubei, really, who is going to be stunned, and it looks like that's going to be the extent of the push from 5ManMidas. So, Black and Yellow hold on at least for now.
Seems like they're just happy to maintain their lead. They still have a big window with this Aegis, still another 2.5 minutes, so there's not a rush to make something happen right away. They've got some big items coming out too, so we'll see the Wraith King's Blink Dagger, which will give him a way to initiate fights now as well.
You have to be at least a little bit careful. No coil for 30 seconds, and Venom ulti back up in 10, but they don't have that much mana. This is always a dangerous position for a team with the Aegis, taking a fight without all the resources.
Black and Yellow is trying to play around their ward here in the bottom river, but they've got to be careful. Puck's coil up in 18. They've got to ignore this Wraith King. He's just got too many lives, and even for Slug, it's not worth getting Essence Shift by hitting him.
Oh, silence there onto both of them. BKB and another Supernova. Yemsum tries to get it. The banishment is there. This egg is going to go off. There's a lot of damage already onto that Wraith King, but he has Reincarnation available. Shu backs away. The buyback comes from him already with the Maledict out, chasing forward for the puck. They got him caught. Another save coming from that OD. Big ulti down, but Wraith King's coming back at least one more time afterwards. They can even kill him right then. Storm Spirit jumps over to the side, trying to take down the puck. He can't get him. It's a silence off to the side, tries to kill him off. Fuel Scepter gonna drop the Remnant afterwards. That's enough for the kill. On the other side of the fight, the Venom ulti and the Magnetize has done so much work, and now chasing down Yamsum, trying to get that final kill. They couldn't get it in time. So it's
got a lot of
3v3.
essence, though. If he can re-engage after healing up, this could go really well, and Monster's overcommitted here.
Yeah, Monster at the very least is going to go down. Good win right here for Black and Yellow, and looking for more. They are going to find Shu. Not that much mana left, though, on Royoya, so Shu looks to escape as the chase is coming from the Phoenix, but it's not enough.
Yeah, much better fight there. Lies, he's got the Aegis, but they're just kind of ignoring him much better this fight. The Slark did hit him a few times, but the main priorities was elsewhere. Making sure that this Batrider and Puck go down, and you see Black and Yellow bounce back nicely, winning a fight into an Aegis.
And that is, I'm sure, what they were hoping for out of that fight, much more so than otherwise. Now, 30 seconds until the outpost is up, and it doesn't look like Black and Yellow have any real ability to move on in and take that one yet. So it is going to be all the XP going the way of 5ManMidas.
Aegis will expire. We'll see where Lies goes next. Has got the AC queued up. Got to imagine there's no real other item that you want to consider right now. And teams will split 2 bounty runes apiece. Does feel like Slark is going to maybe eventually want to BKB. He doesn't want to get it too early. It's kind of like a 3rd or maybe 4th item. But he is sometimes having problems staying on top of the heroes. The Earth Spirit is especially, we're seeing in these fights, pretty effective against Slark. You can just kick him away and then roll to kind of disjoint the Slark's attacks. So
Yeah.
definitely proven to be annoying for Yamsum.
Especially now that he's got that Force Staff. Like, it lets you get out of there just in case you do get leashed up as well.
Yeah,
which is
both supports
nice.
have managed to get quite a lot of farm on the 5ManMidas side.
And Puck already has the Aghanim Shard, but now queuing up that Ags and just about has enough for it, which we imagine would show up in the next Roche fight, if that's the next one that ends up happening. But do still at least have another 2 minutes before that's going to be even possible to respawn. But yeah, things looking good right now for 5ManMidas. Do you feel like Black and Yellow are still sort of keeping with them enough? Has it fallen off the rails at all for you?
No, I think it's still, very much anyone's game. Like, there was that, it feels like, 5ManMidas is doing better just because they won a fight, secured Roshan, managed to break high ground, take a tier 3 tower, but end of the day, they haven't really pulled that far ahead. They no longer have the Aegis advantage. Does feel like Slark is going to become a bigger and bigger threat as this game goes on. So still very much anyone's game.
Okay. Well, that Winnie Rift cooldown. I love it.
Yeah, that's, as these BKBs get shorter and shorter, the Storm's already used his twice. I think that's when this game gets tricky.
Jump in, find the OD. Nobody there for the save with the
no
BKB, but they get there a little bit late with the rest of the team. Rolling in from Aegster. He's in the middle of everybody and does have the Meteor Hammer afterwards. Tries to stop the pressure. It's not going to happen. Wait, no, wait a second. Good save there for the moment. Still will end up dying, but everybody caught with the Veno ulti. In the meantime, though, this fight has all happened without Royoya showing up, and he has a full mana pool as they lose the Veno.
They're going to get out. Storm might find some pickoffs if they're not careful.
Yeah, I think the RRL thought about it for a second, but thinks the better of it. And
Yeah.
we'll leave that one away.
I think Monster saw an opportunity because he knows his #1 target when he blink lassos is this OD. If he goes on anyone else, OD can use the Astral as a defensive save against the lasso.
Right.
So he saw the opening. He's like, okay, my target is out of position. Let's grab him. But what he didn't realize is, well, his teammates were not in position to follow him up.
And this looks like it's finally going to be the end of the tier 1 tower mid. Ooh, very quick Roche respawn. 10 seconds away right now. And they jump in, they find the puck. Yule Scepter is there afterwards, but will it be enough to keep him alive? Tries to get the chase down, going for the Dream Coil. And now everybody caught, tries to jump away, not gonna happen. 70 seconds dead, no buyback. This is looking really good for Black and Yellow right now.
Yeah. And that's where, like, you were kind of saying, you know, 5ManMidas, they managed to kind of get that first Roshan and get a tiny bit of a lead, but they never really got themselves a dominating advantage, and all it takes is one good fight, and Black and Yellow are now the ones who are going to have a gold lead, probably get themselves an Aegis, and they've got really strong map control now. This Slark with a gem is just able to deward everything. They've got good board vision up themselves, and Roshan gonna go down. No way they can test this with puck dead.
Man, that's such a huge win. That really short, like, think about if that happens, you know, instead of a 15-second Roche respawn, it's a minute and a half or whatever. But really well played, and Black and Yellow, check it out. Go secure the Aegis and Cheese this time, and I just feel like it completely opens up the game again for Black and Yellow to kind of do whatever they want.
5ManMidas are drawing lines as if they want to smoke around and wrap around Roche, but they're going to be well too late for this.
Yeah.
They were trying to time with the puck's respawn. Unfortunately, they have no vision. They didn't know it was a fast Roche respawn, I don't believe.
Now they have to just get out of here. This is looking really rough.
I think the game plan here, you've lost all your map vision with the Slark Gem. You probably just have to sit back as 5 and give up some outer towers and try and stall out the Aegis now. Whereas Black and Yellow are going to look to threaten all these lanes.
Ooh, goes invis right at the start. Gotta be careful there.
I think the one maybe saving grace is that Black and Yellow do not pressure buildings particularly well. So they're not really going to be able to threaten your high ground with this Aegis. Their lineup is much better at finding kills and pickoffs.
Yeah, that is a good point. I mean, they have like the Meteor Hammer, but that's it's not the best thing in the world for it. And there's still a lot of those outer towers to try and take.
That's really about it when it comes to building push that and some Slark right clicks. But looks like they want to finish this Slark BKB before they start poking around at any kind of a push. Does just about have the money for it. We'll see if he buys it. Doesn't have the Aegis. They gave that to the Storm.
He also has that Electric Vortex AoE now with the Aghanim Scepter done. Anything else that's really sticking out? I mean, the Puck Ags we talked about, haven't really been able to see that in action yet. I think that's about it as far as big items that have come out. Still going to be a pretty dominant couple of minutes, at least until that Aegis expires. But maybe if they can catch the Slark alone here, this is huge. If they can get him for free, why not?
Wow. And they took the gem too. That's a big swing. He does have buyback, so they may... I mean, you don't want to use the buyback as the thing. Like,
right.
You definitely need to defend your racks, but they may just try and defend this by TPing back and not...
Royoya doesn't have a
out.
TP right now.
Oh boy.
He has to get all the way back here on his own.
Got the glyph. If they can clear these siege wagons, that would be nice. And one still alive.
Yeah, and he's going to have to come on back here slowly and steadily with a full mana pool. This is a lot of damage onto this tier 3.
It is, but I also feel like this is a bit of a trap if they keep pushing. I don't think
Right.
5ManMidas want to commit too hard to this. A Slark buyback could lead to a team wipe.
The Witch Doctor ulti going to be used to fend off the rest of 5ManMidas. Being able to invest something that small this early on to just get the rest of that push away, I think is really good for black and yellow.
Yeah.
But they're going back in again.
They see
Round
this time.
2.
The lower Slark's respawn time I get, the less likely he is to buy back. Like, he doesn't want to buy back when it's on like 10 seconds. That's
Whoa. And they're just going to jump in for this right now. Knowing that he doesn't want to buy back. I mean, this could be a big play for them. Supernova's already down. Still not buying back. They lose one. Can they lose another? Everybody gets caught there. Look at the combo coming out from Zero as well as Royoya. They take down 2. A third one to fall. Who needs a Slark? We got an OD, baby. As they're going to lose Royoya, but man, a lot more lost on the side of 5ManMidas.
And that's what I was worried about. Overcommitting. Slark didn't even need to buy back. It was just, yeah, all in on the Storm plus OD with the perfect pull in. The Vortex, I think it caught 4 heroes there. Absolutely insane initiation from Ryoya, able to use his entire mana pool because he had an Aegis. And a really hard punish on some over-aggression from 5ManMidas.
Hey, but they got the tower, right?
Correct you are, Dave.
That's what I always say. You
There's
know,
always an upside, you know?
Yeah, you go in a little bit too deep, team starts yelling at you, whatever. We got the tower, guys. That's what happens. Aikster there is going to back away. Jubei doesn't quite get vision on him. So they sneak away that arcane rune, which could have been pretty bad if Storm gets a hold of that one. But at the very least, Aegis is down right now for Royoya. But he did find a Minotaur horn. Ooh, that's a nifty one too.
Nice, yeah. Having that secondary BKB or even just something you can pop when you first get initiated on, or to dodge like a Wraith King stun, you can pop it instead of popping your actual BKB.
Can we agree with what you said earlier, by the way, that this Fairy's Trinket is broken when Storm is putting away the Minotaur horn to keep the Fairy's Trinket and the Spell Prism?
I think we can agree. I'm feeling Lasso.
Oh, and RRL trying to move into there as well.
He pulled him past the roll, unfortunately, but they may still get him here.
Right. Doesn't look like people want to go into contest. Jubei throws out a stun, and RRL is on his tail. Goes invis for the moment. Can he do any jukey jukes? Hides away. Oh, no, can't quite happen. He tried.
Yeah, the OD needs a defensive item. He's the #1 lasso target, so he's going into... Well, he did have a Linken's queued up. It looks like he's got an Hex queued up. I feel like he needs either a Linken's or BKB here, because he needs to try to stay alive, but we'll see where his item progression goes. Right now, just having buyback is probably the most important. When you're the main target for the enemy team, you just want to make sure you have buyback for these fights.
True.
Could see him even get like an Aeon disc, but we'll see where he goes.
That'd be pretty nifty. Oh, they found him. Royoya might need to pop BKB here to stay alive so the coil doesn't break, but catches everybody right there in the vortex, and that is enough to keep him alive. Now Yemsum turns. It's going to take down one. Can he find any more? Looks like in the duration of that BKB, they won't be able to connect.
RL does find the regen rune down bottom. As bounty runes will get picked up, and Yamson still playing aggressive, gonna roam into this enemy side of the map.
Pressure. And we do have the overload attack bonus, or attack bounce from Storm instead of the Remnant. And he's going for the electric rave. So does that work on all of the overloads? I guess? I'm not sure. It feels like it should.
You know, I don't have a clue. Let's hopefully find out.
That's a good point. I don't know if that's been tested or not, but we'll check it out.
Yeah, I feel like it might just apply to himself, but if it applies to everyone, that sounds really good.
Yeah, that would be really good. Definitely.
And he's still holding the goddamn Fairy's Trinket.
Right? What the hell is this? Tier 4
mana
items.
Cost reduction is just, yeah, I guess too valuable for him. Combine, I mean, and Soulsway Spell, it's like both things are like the two things Storm values most.
All right, guys, it's party time. It's the electric rave. Everybody get in and dancing. Can they get any kills off of all of it, though? No, they don't get anybody. is terrible. Lies is going to die once, but he's coming back again in a second. All of them are stuck in this coil here, as they do get the jump away, at least for the moment.
Nice force out.
And shoot, forced away as well. Man, that was really, really not as cool as I thought it was going to be. As RL gets the jump away, and now trying to kick back on here. Supernova going to wear off a second. Oh, the cheese though, right as the save came from OD.
Ryoyo wants to go back in, but he's so low. He's gonna try.
And Lies jumps forward, gets that kill onto OD. 10 seconds. He doesn't have reincarnation back up in time. They already bought back on the Batrider. And OD, with him dead, the rest of Black and Yellow is gonna retreat.
How long for Roshan? That is the big question here. If we get a fast respawn, we could see Dire pick it up again, but it's gonna be a long one. So
Okay.
Wraith King will be alive first.
Man, I really wanted that Electric Rave to be amazing.
It's one of those things it's probably hard to tell how much damage it's doing in a fight without seeing like a combat log or checking the console.
I
get visual.
The one thing about it was the BKBs coming out too probably made a pretty big difference. That just, I mean, it sort of mitigates everything.
It was the perfect jump. He caught 3 with the Vortex, preventing them getting their insta BKBs off. But the follow-up is the Sanities, which is, if you haven't, primed it, it's not going to do a whole lot of damage.
Right. Well, nonetheless, this game is starting to feel like it's going to go the distance here. 5ManMidas have looked very, very good. They've been keeping up and getting ahead and winning game number 1, and now looking to try and take this in a 2-0 over Black and Yellow. And Yamsum gonna walk right on up the hill. Finds one, first hit bash, not bad. Get the kill. Does have buyback though.
Yeah, I don't think they want to fight while Slark has 25 Essence Shift. I think this is like a let's just chill out. The problem is this they're afraid of them getting Roshan. They don't know the Rosh timer like we do. Although, actually, Venom's going to be dead when it respawns. I think this is where, ideally, you just start feeding couriers to scout Roshan. Yeah, you're going to give up some gold there, but trying to just hide them over the cliff. I think that's something you see a lot of those, like, really top-tier teams do. They're willing to just feed a courier to know if Rosh has respawned or not.
Well, and, that's a situation, too, where maybe it would have made sense to try and keep heroes not showing as much off the map for Black and Yellow. They just showed the Phoenix and the Slark, which sort of gives some information, and now 5ManMidas. They don't have a scan, but yeah, they're gonna send in that courier. Tries to get it. Doesn't get there.
Roche scouting courier. Yeah, you gotta try fly it around a bit, like along the trees and from above.
Oh, wait.
But I mean, it's tricky. They're always gonna be hunting your courier.
Jubei is sending in his illusion though. The skeletons are scouting for him.
Nice.
That might signal enough, and now
they've seen it. Venom's about to respawn.
Okay, they go in with the extra illusion.
And Slark's not the best Roshan hero. He's losing his Essence Shift. He's only at 9 right now, so much better time to try and force a fight. That 9 is going to quickly disappear as well, so...
Right. Smoke up. They want to wrap around the other direction. Flee in the less traveled path. They move in with another illusion there. The illusionist cape getting a lot of value. But Yamsum trying to find the back line.
He's going to get scouted by the sentry.
This is not the hero you want to find at the start, that Wraith King. He is going to get caught there, banished at least once. Now the Meteor Hammer going to come out afterwards. Thinks about popping the BKB, doesn't do it. They instead catch that OD, tries to back away now. On the back lines, RL caught a couple with the coil, but they need to retreat. So coil down, egg down. More damage as they think about jumping for more. RL spots Yamsum there, or let's see, doesn't look like it. Jump from Storm, blink away.
The other big spell down is the lasso. That's kind of their way of initiating in, taking out either the OD, or, I mean, ideally you want to catch Storm or Slark, but the Astral kind of prevents that.
Right. And, I mean, it's still not comfortable right now for Black and Yellow to walk into the pit, it feels like. It's still a scary situation. Jubei just dies.
Yeah,
off on the left side of the map. He got separated. BKB out. Okay, banished. They're ready to go now at a moment's notice. Jubei gonna buy back now. Tries to blink away. Monster gonna get Astral. The stun is there though. Disarmed onto Slark. Yamsum pops the BKB. Now tries to back away. Who else can they find? Aegster is gonna be silenced and interrupted, but a pushback coming from the puck for the moment. They lose the Earth Spirit. He's gonna buy back now and try and get into this fight. Zero. Save for the moment. Lies still has his reincarnation. Another coil making use of it. Can they kill these heroes off? I don't think so. They just don't have enough damage right now. But with the BKBs running low, they might soon. Royoya trying to back away there. The silence is out. Witch Doctor ulti doing a good amount of damage with the Voodoo switcheroo. But Shu, he also is going to go down. Another good silence, but they just don't have the damage. Buybacks are coming fast and furious. And there's the BKB and the walk away from Monster. This might be enough to keep him alive.
Yeah, you're buying back into a Slark with so much essence. I don't know if you want to fight this.
Yeah, another BKB used. And the only buybacks left are on the puck. In the meantime, Dire has a lot of them. Oh, that big AoE silence, though. Zero stayed outside of it. Do they have anything else to control this puck? Needs to walk away. Silence is there, but he stays alive! He's able to get out of there. Meanwhile, the jump in from Eggster, maybe the turnaround they need, but Royoya got a really good pull onto everybody. The rave lights are flashing, and RRL tries to go in for another silence. They don't have another reincarnation for a while. You mentioned it, Yamsum, 33 essence shift stacks, and Royoya chasing them down one by one, an absolute assassin. Can they find anybody else? Eggster gets the Force Staff away, but it has fallen apart for 5ManMidas.
Yeah, Zero going for a style play there with a Meteor Hammer when he's on like 100 health, gets picked up by the puck, but it's this unstoppable Slark. They don't have an answer to him, and once this fight drags long enough, which is, Slark is, you know, he's almost 6-slotted. You can't kill him. These fights will drag out.
Oh, Coil, pushback. He has a Dagon that he bought out for, but, I mean, they're trying whatever they can to slow down this push. I don't know if it's going to be enough. As one lane of Rax is at least down now and looking for a second. Still 40 seconds until that Venom's back up again.
I think they're going to probably just go for the Megas here. They could probably go for tier 4s and Thrones, but the Megas, once you commit to 2 lanes, you may as well go for the 3rd lane. It's the safer play. They've still got a big window with no Batrider, no Wraith King, and Yamson is losing some of those essence shifts with the level 25 added duration. It's got more than enough damage in Agi to secure Mega Creeps.
Absolutely. Refresher picked up now a huge lead, 23,000 gold lead, in fact. They did manage to get that silence on the puck, which could have turned south really fast. But nonetheless, black and yellow secure themselves. Mega Creeps are going to head on back now, get Roche, and then likely try and finish this game off.
2 games where it feels like, you know, both teams have used up like their last pick to get kind of a small draft advantage. Game 1 with the Bristle, this game with the Slark, and both games the teams have looked very even, and that slight draft advantage has been what led to basically a team winning. This game not quite over yet, but it obviously is very clearly looking like it will go the way of black and yellow with this Aegis, Cheese, and Aghanim Scepter. We'll see if 5ManMidas can pull up some kind of a miracle, though. They've got an Ag Scepter coming on Earth Spirit, so perhaps some kickbacks into Fountain. That, to me, is probably one of the miracle comeback possibilities.
Yeah. They did get the Aghanim Scepter from Roche, which they're going to give over to the Slark. So he is the one that now has those super big jumps available. They're going to try and get this outpost as well, wanting to deny every little bit of XP that they can. And that will set them up for one final push, most likely, unless 5ManMidas can pull out, like you said, that miracle play, which is certainly not easy.
I mean, the tier 4 towers and Throne are very close to the Fountain. When you're playing against an Ag's Earth Spirit and a Batrider, you know, there is some things to be a little bit scared of, I'd say.
True. Yeah. And at least for now, with the Aegis on Slark too, I mean, that's I guess one other thing. Like, it depends on who you can catch. If you can catch the Storm and maybe pull him in and get the kill off, again, it's like you need to find Zero, really, most likely, but we'll see where they decide to go. The buyback status, only the Slark and the Storm have it right now.
Yeah, I think at this point, 5ManMidas have to be kind of game playing. Okay, we're going to try Lasso or kick someone in the Fountain. How do we stop the Astral Save from happening? Well, I guess it's not Earth Spirit. Like, someone like Puck has to be on, like, silence duty. Right. Make sure that Zero can't cast spells. He's going to Blink Dagger, so he's going to be playing that, like, Oracle, Shadow Demon type role where you just sit as far back as possible and use that Blink Astral as kind of a defensive save. They don't need him for that Meteor Hammer initiation anymore.
True. Yeah, he's much more about just making sure everybody stays alive there. And you can see a find right at the beginning. They jump on to the puck, and there is the Hex. Indeed, no way out of there. He's just dead. 100 seconds. as they will find the kill onto RRL. And without a puck, it feels almost impossible to win this game at this point. They're going to try and pull back in the Wraith King. A lot of damage out onto this Slark, but it will not be killed off as they force Staff back inside. The Fountain Monster's going to be pulled away. Triple kill for Royoya. This man might look for a bit more inside the Fountain, but this game is looking just about over, barring some type of a miracle as they jump in again, trying to blow him up. The Egg is taking a lot of damage. Lies tries to get it. No luck at all. And GG is called. Gods, we're going to game number 3.
This is hype. These two teams looking very evenly matched. Some nice swagger at the end with the Fountain dive. Phoenix Supernova, the perfect spell to tank the Fountain for you. And I'm excited to see a game 3 between these two teams because I think Black and Yellow, you know, coming in slight favorites, still maybe look like they should be slight favorites for game 3, but it is so neck and neck. These two teams both playing great Dota.
Absolutely. I can't wait to watch the next one because the other thing about this is oftentimes when you're looking at a series between two teams that haven't played that much, they'll play the same style over and over again. This game felt completely different from game number 1 in a lot of ways. And it makes me excited. Like, are we going to see something else new out of game number 3?
Yeah, and we've talked a lot about the format where most teams are only playing once each week or at most twice, so you have a lot of time to prepare for a matchup, which means that means a lot of time to come up with, okay, if it goes to game 3, this is what we want to do. So let's see if these teams have any more plans up their sleeves.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be back in just a little bit with game number 3. But first, we're going to head on back to the panel, hear what they thought about that. But even before then, we're going to take a quick break. So grab yourself a glass of water, and we'll see you guys in a second for game number 3.